In this video, we'll create two schedules, one for doors and one for windows. We'll then use those schedules to make sure that the properties of our doors and windows are how we'd like them to appear on our floor plan. Schedules in Revit are considered a view, so we'll go to the View tab and we'll find Schedules. Use the drop-down and select Schedule Quantities. I'll search for doors. Notice the name is already populated for me. I can then say OK. I'll go ahead and pick the fields that I want, holding the Control key. After selecting the fields from the available fields list, I'll type the green arrow that will move them over to my scheduled fields list. Notice it says here in order. To change the order of the fields, I'll click on one and use the up or down arrows. I can then say OK. Revit has created a door schedule for me that lists all the doors currently in the model, using our fields that we selected. From here, I can start changing the appearance of this information. The first thing to note is column labels are just text box. I'll go ahead and change a few of those text boxes. Similarly, I can select the fields and change the alignment. To change more formatting, we've got some options in the Properties palette. First, I'll go to Sorting and Grouping. On the Sorting and Grouping tag for my schedule, the first thing that I'd like to do is sort by function. I'd like that to have a header as well. After I've sorted by function, I'll sort by their type mark. If I uncheck Itemize Every Instance, it'll use my fields to group things. I'll hit OK to see what that looks like. Next, I'll get into the formatting options that I have. I'll go to the Properties palette and choose Formatting. From here, I can change my function to be a hidden field. I'll go to the Appearance tab. Notice that would have been available for my Properties panel. I'll unselect Blank Row before Data. I also have the option under Text to change the text for my headers, titles, and body text. I'll hit OK. From here, I can actually go through and edit data. I'll zoom in to my first floor. Remember, our ID is the type mark value. I can change this in two ways. Keep your eye on the schedule number 7 under Exterior. As I change that, it will tell me I'm changing a type parameter. That's what I want, so I'll say yes. Notice my tag has updated as well as my schedule. I'll do that in the opposite order. This time I'll click on the schedule and change the value for the type mark of the garage door. I'll type 3 and enter. It will ask me the same question, and the results will be the same. I'll also go through and type in my operations. Again, it's telling me this will be applied to all elements. I'll hit OK and continue on. To create a window schedule, I go to the View tab, I find Schedules, and choose Schedule Quantities. This time, I'll search for Windows and select OK. I've added the fields I need. Again, I'll put my fields in order using the up and down buttons. Once I have the correct order, I could say OK, or since I already know what I'll be doing, I can go directly to the Sorting and Group tag. I'll sort by type mark. I'll uncheck Itemize Every Instance. If I want to make any appearance adjustments, I can do that here as well. I'll say OK to create the schedule. I'll click on the Window tab and drag it out so that I can see both the schedule and my floor plan. I go through and use the process to make sure all of my tags are correct, including the operations. In this video, we created two schedules. We verified the fields shown as well as the different display options for the schedule. We then use this schedule to adjust our type mark values to match our floor plan. I hope this helps.